back for round 2 of Hitman, and we've got 2 winners already. Ray, for coming in first in round 1, you've got $300. And Marianne, for coming in second, you've got $200. Now, round 2 is played entirely differently from round 1, because in this round, the challengers attempt to unseat the champion. Therefore, let's introduce our champion, who's making her second appearance on our show, Beverly Greenslade. Beverly is joining us after having sat backstage to listen to the first story, right, Beverly?
Right.
How does it feel to be $10,300 richer?
It was wonderful.
You plan? I know you went to Australia.
Right.
Have you planned another trip?
Yes, I think I'll go to Hong Kong.
Nice trip.
Sound like a good
Need someone
place?
to carry your luggage?
Yes, you.
Okay, we'll talk. Good, Beverly. All right. Now for round 2, we see a brand new story, and that is Custer's Last Stand. You can't win them all. Custer's Last Stand, otherwise known as the Battle of the Little Bighorn, was the famous battle in which the Indians outnumbered the cavalry 20-1 and made them into compost. But first, a word about General George Armstrong Custer himself. Custer went to West Point, where unfortunately he graduated at the bottom of his class, which indicates he was stupid. But none of that seemed to matter, because the Civil War had just broken out, and they were looking for a few stupid officers. And so at the age of 24, Custer became the youngest general in the Union Army. A few years before, Custer had married his childhood sweetheart, Elizabeth Bacon. And she was one of the great beauties of the 19th century. You would be too if your competition consisted of Mrs. Lincoln and Calamity Jane. Anyway, she and Custer moved out west for his next job, which was to command the 7th Cavalry against the Sioux and Cheyenne Indians. Well, as you might imagine, the Sioux and Cheyenne learned to know what Custer looked like real fast. They especially noticed his most famous characteristic, which was his long blonde hair, which is why they nicknamed him Yellow Hair. Anyway, the Army decided to launch a surprise attack on the Indians while they camped on the Little Bighorn River. Custer forbade anyone in the regiment to carry sabers, since he was afraid the swords would clank against the saddle and spoil the surprise for the Indians. So, any picture of Custer's Last Stand that you see where Custer is waving his sword, well, it's a bunch of buffalo lots. However, what is true is that as Custer rode to the attack, he yelled to his men what has proved to be the most ironic line in military history. "We've caught them napping." From here on in, all we know comes from the Indians, since the only survivor on the Army side was a horse named Comanche. But one theory went like this. Custer intended to attack the top of the village, but he couldn't see it from where he was due to the ravines and hills. Otherwise, he would have known that it was at least 5 times the size he thought it was. And instead of charging from the top of it, he was actually about to charge right through its middle. This left Custer, as he emerged from the path, face to face with 5,000 Indians and no time out. Custer immediately turned to the right and ordered his men to dismount, attempting to make his way to the top of this ridge. But he never got there. Crazy Horse came through the back door and galloped down a mountain. The whole battle took about 2 hours. Later, when reporters asked the Indians why Custer wasn't scalped, they said it was because they respected him too much. This is important, as it may have been the first time the American Indian had ever lied. And that's the end of our story. This is the board upon which we're going to play round 2. Ray, for coming in first in round 1, you get 4 hitmen, and here they are. And Marianne, for coming in second, you get 3 hitmen, and here they are. Now, that's a combined total of 7, so to keep things nice and even, Beverly, we always give our champ 7 hitmen, and here they are. Now, in this round, the champion is going to fight each challenger one at a time. Players, a right answer knocks out an opponent's man, a wrong answer knocks out one of your own men. But when a challenger loses a man, he or she must stop playing while the champion then takes on the other challenger. The champion is trying to wipe out all the challenger's men. Each challenger is trying to wipe out the champion's last man. The winner of the game will go on to try for our Triple Crown with $10,000 in cash. Now, Ray, because you came in first in round 1, you get to decide who goes up against Beverly, you or Marianne.
I will, Peter.
You're going to do it?
Yes.
Okay, Marianne, you can relax. Ray's going to do it for you. Okay, Ray and Beverly, here's the first question. What was Custer's most famous characteristic? Beverly.
His long yellow hair.
Long yellow hair is right. Ray's hit and Lisbon Ann. Now we go over to Marianne to see how she can do against the champ. Custer graduated in what part of his class, Beverly?
Last.
Bottom last, right. Marianne's hit and Lisbon Ann. We go back to Ray. See if you can pick it up. Ray, name one of the Indian tribes and call them. Beverly?
Comanche.
Say Comanche, no. Stuart Cheyenne, no. Stuart Cheyenne. Okay. Champs hit, loses the man. We stick with Ray. Here's the question. Custer's last stand is also known by what other name? Ray.
That was a little big horn.
You are right. And the champs hit, loses the man. Champs down to 5. Ray's got 2. Here's your question. By how much did the Indians outnumber the cavalry, Ray?
20 to 1.
20 to 1 is right. Champs hit, loses the man. Ray's making a run at you, Beverly. Custer forbade anyone to carry Beverly.
Sabers.
What weapon? Sabers right. Ray's hit, loses the man. We go over to Marianne. Okay, Marianne, you've got 2 hitmen left to Beverly's 4. Here's your question. Custer became a general during what war? Beverly.
Civil War.
Civil War is right. Marianne's hit, loses the man. Back to Ray with his 2 hitmen. What name did the Indians give Custer, Ray?
Yellow hair.
Yellow hair's right. Champ hit, loses the man. Down to 3. The assault against Custer was led by what Indian, Ray?
Crazy horse.
See, Crazy Horse is right. Champ hit, loses the man. Now we've got a battle where the champ has 2 hitmen and Ray has 2. Here's the question. What reason did the Indians give for not... Beverly.
Respected him too much.
For not scalping Custer? Indeed, they did respect him, and Ray's hit and loses the man. We go over to Marianne, who has 1 lonely hitman. Marianne, if Beverly answers this question correctly, you're out of the game. Here's the question. Mrs. Custer was a great beauty of what century? Marianne.
19th.
19th is right, and champ hit and loses the man. Okay, Beverly. All you have to do is answer this question correctly, and you are the new champion. Beverly, same situation. You answered correctly, and Marianne's out of the game. Here it comes. Custer couldn't see the Indian village due to what? Beverly.
The ravines.
The ravines is right. Marianne is hit and is out of the game. Okay, Marianne, you had your chance. Now we're going to go over to Ray. Ray, you have 1 hitman left. Beverly has 1. You answer this question correctly, and you become the new champion. Beverly, you answer this question correctly, and you stay as the champion. A question that's going to determine our champion, and here it is. The Indians were camped on what trip? Beverly.
Bighorn.
The Little Bighorn is right. You are the champion. Right down to the wire. A tough contest, Beverly. Well done. Ray, right down to the last question.
Yeah.
She beat you to the buzzer. But you did really well. You got yourself $300 from round 1.
Great.
You got it as close as you can get it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Marianne, $200 for round 1. You got her close. You had your
Very
chance.
close.
But I hope you had a good time.
Wonderful time. Thank you.
Good, thank you. All right, Beverly, you're going to get another opportunity to go back for another $10,000 on our Triple Crown, and we'll see just how Beverly does right after this word. See ya.